Greetings, everyone. This is a very important class I'm giving this evening. The graphics not working, that's why it's coming out black. And I guess you can say it's a black message because it's a message that concerns all of my people here and abroad. Our prophet came to us in 1913. Noble Drew Ali, with the divine message for our salvation worldwide. Actually, the world's salvation. But because we are not in our right, proper position, we had to be raised up first. That's why he came to us, to raise us up. He brought the knowledge as we are Moors from the ancient empires who ruled this world for centuries. He brought the knowledge that our religion is Islamism, which is a science of Islam. He brought the knowledge that we're Muslims, which now it is defined as the same as a Muslim, which is not what he brought us. To prove the divinity of Noble Drew Ali is the fact that his name is barely mentioned because it's been hidden. But I'm here to spread the name. And what people do with the knowledge is between them and Allah, whether they accept or reject. I'm doing my part. I've been living a deceived life all my life, following the wrong people. I was following the Nation of Islam since I was 16, back in the early 60s. Yes, I thought Elijah Muhammad was the last messenger, as he taught us. I'm here to bust the bubble of those Muslims. Yes, they're Muslim, they're not Muslims. I'm here to bust the bubble of those Muslims who think that Elijah Muhammad was our prophet. He was not. If he's to be classified as a prophet, he has to be a false prophet. And I'm going to give you the proof. After many years of research, seeking the truth, I found the truth and cannot be denied. Noble Drew Ali was not compromised by this government in no way. When his temple was infiltrated by the government, that was the first time the government began to infiltrate something holy and divine. But their plan did not work. They planned to produce an organization called the Moorish Science Temple of America Incorporated after the passing of Noble Drew Ali. Miller L., who was a true leader, not Kirkman Bey. Kirkman Bey lost the case that he brought against Miller L. as the head of the Moorish Science Temple of America. It's all on the internet. All you got to do is go and listen to it. The truth is coming out. So all those who's following the Moorish Science Temple of America Incorporated are deceived. Now let's talk about the Nation of Islam. I mentioned in a video not far back that Louis Farrakhan do not mention Elijah Muhammad or rarely mention Elijah Muhammad in any of his teachings. He deviated from the path of Elijah Muhammad. Well, let me say this. If he's a son of Elijah Muhammad, the son is like the father. Because Elijah Muhammad was thoroughly corrupted, because he never mentioned Noble Drew Ali teachings. Why was that? Why didn't he mention Noble Drew Ali? He was in the temple with Noble Drew Ali under the name what was Elijah name? Elijah Poole Bey. Poole Bey was his name in the temple. Moorish Science Temple of America. Farad L. Farad L was the name of Noble Drew Ali. So they was followers of Noble Drew Ali. Both of them. And in 1930, when the communists started taking over the government, starting in 1913 with what was the president in 1913? Woodrow Wilson. That scoundrel. He brought in the black codes and started turning the nation backwards. Because of the improvements of the Moors. That's why he wanted to turn the nation backwards, because we were the only prosperous people during this time. Because we have natural talent. That's where the phrase comes, you can't keep a good man down. Good men would always rise to the top, no matter what their conditions. The melanated man and woman are the good people, God's people. So there's no doubt that not Malcolm, that's some credit to Malcolm because he did see part of the truth and separate himself from the Nation of Islam. Now, the question has to be asked, why did Pool Bay and Farad El make up a Nation of Islam? Was they paid off? If they was not paid off, if the government had nothing to do with them doing that, why wouldn't they acknowledge their teacher? Why would they ignore their teacher? That's evil. That's hideous evil. To show that they wasn't right. Did they think that they can just wipe out history? Nobody would never know. There's no justification, even if the government told them not to mention the name of Noble Drew Ali. And they saw it as trying to salvage something for us as a people. You start off wrong, you're going to end up wrong. There's no compromise with truth. That was wrong. Whatever reason they did, it was wrong. And the people have suffered for generations because of that wrong. Children have been murdered because of wrong leadership. There's a class of Negroes, colored people, mixed breeds, who do not want to see anything for the darkest class of people. This is just coming to me. Because they're the one who chased out Marcus Garvey. Proud, richly melanated man. They hated him. William Du Bois called him ugly. You know, even white folks, the ignorant ones, they call the darker people, the darker complexion, the ugly. If you mix or got light skin, they say, "Oh yes, he's good looking, he's handsome." Yeah, I see that. So that's come from them. But now the so-called white people have put that poison germ into their offspring, the mixed blacks. They hate it. I'm just flowing with the spirit right now. I'm just sharing as I'm receiving it. I started off teaching what I wanted to teach. Now the Spirit is taking over. So listen, this is not coming from me. It's coming through me. Those half-breed Negroes is the ones who got Marcus Garvey in prison because he was dark-skinned. That's the only reason. The slave master children always want to look like the slave master. They want to get rid of this dark, beautiful, highly melanated complexion. Maybe that's why this screen is dark. Because everything comes from darkness into the light. So let me tell you something about us dark complected people. If you say some people got a sixth sense, we got a seventh, eighth, and ninth sense. We can look at you and read you. Nothing is hidden from us. We can see so deeply in the universe, it pains us. And that's what comes out in our song and our music. The pain we see is coming from the ignorance of the people. Like to say, I feel your pain. Yeah. We can't get away from it. We pick up all them vibrations with this dark melanin skin. We pick it up all. So since the Moorish Science Temple have been infiltrated, divided, they haven't been told the truth. But what the Noble Drew Ali said, he said, take his teachings and free yourself. So we don't need a temple to be free. We got the teachings. I started off teaching about how me saying that Louis Farrakhan didn't teach about his teacher because his teacher didn't teach about his teacher. Elijah Muhammad never taught about Noble Drew Ali. What was the hatred that caused him to do that? The horror of that man who ignored everything he learned. You know, your teacher teach you, and then you go and teach some of his teaching, mix it up with something else, and ignore the ones who teach you. This is why they put a red carpet out for him, Elijah Muhammad, when he came to town. Is this why they honored him? The government did. Yeah, the government honored Elijah Muhammad because he followed their program. He did what they told him to do. He was paid off. He had to be. How can you ignore your teacher and be an upright man? Like he's ashamed of his teacher. He had to name Bay. Boy, this is so disturbing. Deeply disturbing. But that's all I had to share at this time. So the solution, the remedy for my people is get the teachings of Noble Drew Ali and teach them to your families. Maybe this thing be worked out in our lifetime and maybe not. Peace.